In January of 1993, a carrier group with Sea Harriers and support aircraft, led by HMS Ark Royal, the Royal Navy's flagship, was deployed to the Adriatic. In a complex international situation, an aircraft carrier allows a government to deploy forces in international waters to reinforce its standpoint without dependence upon other nations. A carrier is a go-anywhere airfield, which provides firepower and flexibility. Ark Royal provides a visible display of NATO political will. She is in place to reassure our ground forces, to reinforce them and withdraw them to safety if necessary. She is there to back up Royal Navy and other vessels engaged in enforcing the UN arms embargo against the whole of former Yugoslavia and trade sanctions against Serbia and Montenegro. She makes a vital contribution in support of UN deny flight operations. She serves as a ready-made command ship for other forces in the region. She provides reassurance for our allies, particularly littoral states such as Italy and Greece. Finally, our ground forces need to know that if the situation deteriorates, we can get them out as soon as possible. They and the British public should expect nothing less. HMS Ark Royal provides this assurance. In short, Ark Royal is poised to protect and promote our interests and those of our allies. If called on to do so, HMS Ark Royal has the capacity to strike at any threat to UN forces on the ground with its Sea Harrier aircraft. The aircraft won its spurs in the Falklands conflict and is now fully integrated into the deny flight operations over Bosnia. The Sea Harriers of 801 Squadron were amongst the first aircraft available in the area in support of UN objectives. On a daily basis, these aircraft provide vital photographic intelligence for use by our ground forces. Their presence is a reassurance for troops on the ground and a deterrent to anyone who would threaten them. Should things get more difficult, the Sea Harrier is equipped with an array of weaponry from precision-guided laser bombs to air-to-air missiles. They are the only aircraft committed to the region that can fulfill all the roles of fighter, reconnaissance and ground attack. Embarked on a ship close to the action, they can get to where they're needed in a timely fashion. Ark's helicopters can be used in support of humanitarian operations on the ground. The commando helicopters of 846 Squadron are available to get our troops where they are needed and get them out when threatened. The helicopters of 820 Squadron are poised to deal with any potential submarine threat and are also ready to make a valuable contribution to troop movements and logistic support in their secondary role. The airborne early warning helicopters of 849 Squadron are available to guide the Sea Harriers and other NATO aircraft to engage hostile aircraft. 849 Squadron have also provided surface search capability in support of the warships from NATO and WEU, Western European Union countries, which have been involved in operations to enforce UN sanctions. Around 50 warships from NATO and WEU countries, including Royal Navy frigates and destroyers, have been involved in these operations. Indeed, this is the first time ever that NATO and WEU units have adopted a single chain of command.
Through the hangar.
If called upon to do so, Ark Royal is more than capable of protecting itself. Its Sea Dart missile system has been tested in combat and is a proven medium-range air defense weapon. The ship's three 20mm Vulcan phalanx guns provide point defense. Each can fire 50 rounds per second at any incoming missile or aircraft should it slip past the Sea Harriers. To keep the 20,000-ton carrier on station in the Adriatic for 8 months requires the backup of a sophisticated range of on-board support services. It is the job of the supply department to keep Ark Royal's storerooms, provisions rooms and fridges filled. The stores ship, the Royal Fleet Auxiliary Fort Grange, replenishes the carrier each fortnight. These evolutions involve personnel from all departments. Fresh local fruit and vegetables are flown in from Italy on a regular basis, along with high-priority spares which have been sent out from the United Kingdom. Cooks in 5 galleys work around the clock, providing over 4,000 meals each 24 hours. In offices around the ship, the day-to-day administration of keeping the ship and her company of 1,200 people at sea goes on. The Air Engineering Department and squadron maintenance crews are kept busy around the clock, providing aircraft in whatever role is needed to meet the operational program. In the hangar, the regular maintenance program ensures that the material state of the aircraft is maintained, despite the ravages of the corrosive salt-laden environment of the sea. With support from the deep specialists of the ship's own aircraft engineering department, the squadrons are able to cope with a variety of challenges. All aircraft require modifications and new equipment to improve their capabilities and enable them to perform a variety of tasks over potentially hostile territory. The Weapon Engineering Department ensure that Ark Royal's complex array of weapons systems and sensors, which are there to protect the ship and the task group, are serviceable at all times. They ensure that the ship's communications are fully operational so that the task group commander can keep in regular touch with his task group, British forces ashore and the Ministry of Defence back in the UK. The support provided by the Marine Engineering Department is fundamental to the ship's operation. They ensure that the command gets where it wants at the right speed and the right time. As well as providing the command with a full range of marine engineering capabilities without recourse to outside assistance, Ark Royal's marine engineers have been able to assist other ships in the group with a wide range of services that only a capital ship can give. The Marine Engineering Department has primary responsibility for damage control and firefighting. Regular exercises ensure that these skills are maintained. During her time on Operation Grapple, the ship visited a number of foreign ports. Stand-down periods are essential in order to carry out vital maintenance, to replenish stores and give a short break to officers and the ship's company who have maintained high states of readiness for an extended period throughout the operation. Ark Royal has made a vital contribution to Operations Grapple and Hampden. Her men and women are trained and ready for any contingency. They are a visible example of the Royal Navy's ability to adapt and meet the challenges facing a world thrown into turmoil as old orders collapse. Peacekeeping, peacemaking, and humanitarian operations are roles that are not alien to the Royal Navy. Events in the Gulf and the former Republic of Yugoslavia continue to demonstrate the need for the sailors and naval airmen of HMS Ark Royal to continue to hone their warfighting skills so that Ark can remain poised to protect.